Hello guys, this is Julia. Welcome to another video. This one is also going to be an atypical video for this channel because if you saw my introduction video, poorly made by the way, this channel was born with the purpose of helping me and maybe someone else to stay focused on their sports activities and goals. The thing is that lately I haven't been able to stay focused much on it. I'll be talking about it in my next video. Yeah, there will be a next video soon. So meanwhile, I'm sharing a little bit of personal stuff, my moving story, my office makeover, and now we are going to cook. I'm not a great chef, more likely a Thermomix cooker, which means that I'm good at following instructions in terms of quantity, temperature, time, but there are a couple of dishes, the specialty of the house, and today we're cooking one of them, the Ukrainian Borsch. I already made another video on my Instagram account, just if you want to check. The Ukrainian Borsch is a soup, and I believe it's one of those dishes that has as many recipes as people cooking them. The ingredients may come and go depending on who you ask. And also the major difference is in the fact that two main versions exist, the Ukrainian one and the Russian one. No rivalry on my side though. I have Ukrainian blood and also I have Russian blood running through my veins. It's just the recipe my Ukrainian grandma and my Ukrainian mom used to cook for me when I was little. So, let's jump into the kitchen. First of all, the ingredients. I won't be able to tell you the exact amounts or weights of different things, but all that I'll show you next is thought to be cooked in the following pot. I think it's a 5-liter pot. So we're gonna need, for the broth, 1 chicken thigh, a portion of pork ribs, and a beef shank, which I don't have this time, so I'll go on only with chicken and pork. For the rest, a couple of medium to big potatoes, ideally 2 medium onions, one for the broth and another for the rest, but I only have big onions, so I'll have to cut one in half. 1 big carrot, or a couple of them if yours are smaller. A couple of medium beetroots or a single big piece. A part of cabbage, not the whole one like this. Salt, sugar, black pepper, double concentrated tomato paste, vinegar, cooked white beans, a couple of garlic cloves, a couple of bay leaves. Ideally, we should also add some chopped fresh parsley at the end, but I didn't have it this time, so we'll go on without it. First of all, we need to prepare the broth. So we will fill the pot with water. Not until it's completely full. We will need to add some other stuff in it, and we put it on the stove at the maximum power to make it boil. Although it's not boiling yet, we add the chicken and the pork. Also, we will need to add an onion, which will be discarded after the broth is ready. This is why I prefer to use 2 medium onions rather than 1 big one. After peeling the onion, I will have to cut it in half and add only one of them to the broth. It will be a little bit bummer to catch every single layer of cooked onion afterwards. Once the broth is boiling, it's important to remove the gray foam that will appear in it at times, and we will wait an hour until it's completely done. However, we will use this hour to prepare all the rest of the things that we will need later. While the broth is being cooked, peel the potatoes, carrots, garlic, and the beetroots. After that, cut the cabbage in thin strips. We will need approximately this much. Next, grate the carrots and the beetroots. It will depend on which type of grater you have, but you will need to use the side with the holes more or less as big as these ones. Also, we can keep both grated carrots and beetroots in the same plate or container, because we will cook them together just in a few minutes. Chop the other half of the onion and try not to cry. Cut the potatoes in pieces more or less this big. Put the frying pan on the stove at medium to maximum level energy. Fill its base generously with olive oil and let it get hot. Then add chopped onion to the pan and fry it until it turns golden. Move it from time to time in order it doesn't get burned on one side. Once the onion is golden, add to the frying pan sliced carrots and beetroots, vinegar, and a little bit of broth. Mix everything thoroughly and let it cook for 3 minutes. After that, also add to the frying pan black pepper, salt, a couple of teaspoons of sugar, and 3 soup spoons of tomato paste. Mix everything well and let it cook for another 3 minutes. So, by this moment we should be already done with both the vegetables and the broth. Save the vegetables for later and far from the heated stove. Take the meat out of the broth, and my advice is to put it in the freezer because we will have to cut it into pieces just in a moment and we don't want to burn ourselves. On the other side, we have to catch every single layer of that half onion because it can stay in our soup. Next, we add the cut cabbage to our broth. Also, we add salt and the bay leaves. Once everything is boiling, we will lower the heat and let it boil slowly for 5 minutes. Come on guys, we are almost there. add the cat potatoes into the pan with the cooking cabbage and boil them slowly for another 10 minutes. Meanwhile, cut the meat of the pork ribs and the chicken thigh in pieces. We only have these 10 minutes to do it, but please be very careful in order not to get yourself burned. Only a couple of steps left until we enjoy this delicious soup. Add the meat and the previously cooked carrots, beetroots and onion to the soup and let it boil slowly for another 10 minutes. And in this last step we should try and correct the salt level. Finally add previously drained cooked white beans, also previously squeezed cloves of garlic, and let everything boil for the last 5 minutes. This would be also the moment to add the fresh chopped parsley. I didn't have this time. And that's it. If you've come this far, thank you so much for watching. If you even consider to give this video a thumbs up or even to subscribe to the channel, this would be absolutely awesome. If not, no resentments. Thank you again for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.